Hi guys, so I'm doing another little tutorial for you guys. I'm hesitating on the name because I'm not exactly sure how it's going to work out myself. I've been enjoying um, testing things out on video with you so you get my reaction and see how it works as well. So in my previous video, I don't know if it's the one directly before this or not because I am filming a few ahead of time, but I was reviewing unbranded dyes from eBay or Wish or AliExpress, and these are some that I cut out from those dyes. Well, actually, this is a Tim Holtz dye, but all of the other ones with the rectangles, the tags, the lace, they are all unbranded dyes, and I am used vintage book paper from a 1950s children's encyclopedia set, and it's slightly glossy. um I have an entire set of them, like, I don't know, 15 books, and they're hundreds of pages each, and they're all amazing, but I'll never use them all. Yes, sweetie? Okay, I'm back. Um, so I'm trying to come up with ways to use the pages in my journals, and so I want to play with some distress oxides. I've really been playing with them a lot today, and I chose wilted violet and iced spruce for today. And a lot of you know that Tuesday morning had the distress stains for $1.49. I don't know if there are any left or not, but I got one of each of the colors that I could find, and this is pumice stone, and I want to see if this will work on the edges, so that'll be a test as well. I've used this yellow cutting mat in a couple of videos, and I've said it works great for a craft mat. It's nice and thick, it's portable, easy to wipe off, works great with the distressed inks and oxides. This was a 3-pack I got on Amazon really inexpensively, but I've also have some very similar that I bought at the dollar store, like 2 for $1. So definitely something to stock up on. And I have a heat gun. This is just from the Paper Studio. That's to dry in between the layers. So let's get started. I want to start with the purple and then add in a little bit of the ice spruce. So we're just going to do a little bit because I really don't know what it's going to do on this type of paper. So I'm going to spray it and kind of move it around a little bit, make a cool effect. We're going to start with this little heart tag and see what it does. So I'm just going to put it in and pull it out. Well, that's already pretty. I'm going to set it. Am I still in frame? Okay, I'm going to set it up there and just dry it really fast. You don't have to 100% completely dry it, but just get most of the wetness off because, as Tim Holtz says, wet on wet blends, wet on dry layers, and we are looking for a layered effect, or at least I am. You guys, maybe you want to blend it, that's fine. All right, so down here I'm going to add just a little bit of the iced spruce. I don't want quite as much, well, maybe a little more than that, but not too much. And I'm going to wet that a little bit. Okay, and then I'm just going to tap part of it in, maybe in a couple places, and then I'm going to dry it. Whoop, find the on button, right? There we go. That is really pretty, and it's very, in my opinion, it's light, it's feminine, it will coordinate. Ouch, this gun is so hot. All right, there we go. My boys are cracking up in the background. All right, anyway, so yes, you could layer a lot more colors. I'm trying to go for a little bit of a quicker effect, and so I have this, and I'm going to try to do the edges with it. We'll see if it works. One thing that I would never figured out if someone hadn't pointed out, if you haven't used it yet, you have to push it until it clicks. Get that off. Otherwise, you won't be able to get the ink out. So I'm just going to rub it here till the ink starts to flow. As you can see, it's flowing there. And then since it has a sponge, I'm going to see if it works well as a blender sponge. It's a little bit wet, but that is fine because we are working with a lot of wet ink here. So I really like that. I'm going to set that aside, let the edges dry, and we're going to pull the next one out, which is this lace one. As you can see, my colors are starting to combine a little bit, and so I'm going to take my spray gun and help them out. Just spray gun. Spray bottle. Help them out just a little bit there. And then I'm just going to lay this down in the ink, pull it up, Really pretty. Let's dry that. Okay, and since it's purple and it kind of fades to gray, I really like that, and I want to just add a touch of purple on the end to make it look like it might be fading back into purple, you know, like the variegated yarns and stuff like that. There we go. And then I'm going to use this again on the edges. I'm really impressed with how this paper holds up with that really wet oxide. Like, I didn't know if the oxide would like the glossy paper, semi-glossy paper, and what it would do with it. And I didn't know if the paper would be too thin and get super soggy. But it holds up really well, and it picks up the color, but it leaves it nice and pastel. So I really like that. And like, if we go back to this dry one, you can rub it. The color is not rubbing off. So that's awesome. All right, I'm going to mix it around a little more, okay? And we have another little tag here, and I'm just going to dab it again. So you guys get the point. I don't necessarily have to do the same thing over and over again. I just wanted to show you how awesome it is. We're going to try one other effect, though, once I, ouch. Once I finish this tag, I'm going to try one other effect with you. There we go. Okay. I'm going to leave that. Oh, one thing I've noticed, the heat gun is melting this plastic, or not melting, but like warping the plastic a little bit. So I'm not going to use the heat gun on the plastic. That's not the best idea. Okay, so what I'm going to try here is I'm going to stamp this straight onto the alright, I'm gonna stamp it down on the ink pad to try to get a lot of ink coverage. See what it does. I don't know, just an idea, right? Just kind of swipe it over. It really gives it a paint effect. Now I want to spray it and dry it, but not on my plastic. Got a little smoke there, like singeing and drying at the same time. A hair dryer would probably be better for this, but you know. Okay, so this is giving a really nice chalky gray finish. And then my wet purple that you guys don't watch this movie to watch. You guys don't watch this tutorial to see me knock things over. I am clumsy in real life. Okay. Just come in with the wet purple just a little bit and dry that. So there's a lot of things you can do with book pages and distress inks and oxides. The oxides it's the combination of the dye and the pigment ink, so you're getting the best of both worlds. And there we go. I love that. It's like, it looks like chalkboard paint in really pretty colors, and yet you can see most of the words through it. So here's what we've made today. I hope you guys are inspired. I know a lot of times if I find a really nice vintage book that I want to use, I try to come up with a lot of ways to use it besides just the papers. This is a wonderful